Cancers, I was shown something so profound when it comes to you guys. And this is even piggybacking off of the previous reading that I did, where I said you're not imagining it. There is something going on. And it's unfolding, because even as I just got additional information, it's still unfolding. What I was being shown was a tower. There is a tower that's happening. So the tower that was built, it was built off of outdated belief systems from yourself and what you were trained or programmed or educated on. It's like that belief system that was built up in the world has crumbled. It's still crumbling. You are ahead of the game. You're ahead of the game because you're experiencing the tower. It's already falling down. But others, it's falling down at different speeds. But yours has already come crashing down, right? And so now that your tower has came crashing down, it's also showing me the death card, which means that you've gone through a death. You've gone through an ending. You're now entering into a rebirth. And that rebirth is going to require you to rebuild, okay? You're going to be rebuilding a tower. But the tower that you're going to be rebuilding is going to be lasting. It's going to be long lasting too. That tower, the foundation has to be solid. So the best way I can describe this, there's a new thing that's being done right now. So if you're feeling lost, if you're feeling confused, of course you should be, because you're having to get piece by piece the necessary information. That's why even like today, just like you all, that's what I'm saying, this is happening worldwide, but everyone plays different parts. And piece by piece, you're going to be given information. And I was shown where you may look at something and think that whatever it is that's happening for you in this rebirth, you may be like, oh my gosh, this is the most horrible thing that's happening. Like maybe something happens. For example, let's say you felt led to quit your job, okay? You felt led to quit your job. And it's like, okay, Spirit, God, why did y'all tell me to quit my job? Only for you to quit your job, and then you start to struggle. That is still accurate. That message to quit your job is still accurate. And then you look at what you're going through as struggling, where God is saying, no, you're supposed to experience that. Because that struggle, I'm going to give you additional information. See, it's uncomfortable to be in the struggle and have to wait for the next step. So it's like quit your job and you're like sitting there, okay, like now what? And then you get some more bad news. And it's like, oh my gosh, here comes this bill in the middle of you having quit your job. So it's like, where did this bill come from? How am I going to pay this bill? And God is saying, relax. And then here comes some information that helps to clear up that bill. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you could be sometimes finding yourself getting anxious or worried because you're still having to let go of the old you. You still having, because we still are operating, you're in between too though. You're still having to let go of the old you. You have to, you're going through a rebirth. You're like a baby, although you're not a baby because you've experienced that previous life, but you're still like a baby. Your old ways are dying. So you're going to get some additional information that's going to clear up what you thought was something catastrophic. And it's really not. Here comes additional information now. So, because you got anxious because you thought you had to pay a bill, but it's like, no, you don't have to pay a bill. That's not right. And it's like, okay, because I feel like in the midst of that, you're also having to learn how you react to stuff. Everything is not out to get you anymore. We're under a new order. This specific group is you watching. If you're watching this, it's not an accident. You're under a new order. So reacting to a problem isn't going to benefit you. It's like, calm down, wait, here comes additional information. So now back to that same example. Okay, you thought you had to pay a bill and you just quit your job. You find out that's not the case and you're like, whew, okay, I overreacted, I'm fine. So then you get some more information to do this next. And you see what I'm saying? It's like you're going to have to walk by faith and not by sight. You're actually being guided. And that's why I say everyone is not on the same level. You are whoever you are watching, you're under a group that's leading. You're the trailblazers. You're the pioneers. Because when other people start having their tower moments, once you make it to your finish line, you're going to have to double back and go and help them. Because there's something about you specifically, you the viewer, that God is working in. And I feel like I'm speaking to a group of people that feel called, that feel chosen, healers of that. That's what I feel like I'm picking up on, and why that message came into me. Because the message that was being shown was that there's a group that's experiencing tower moments, because there are going to be tower moments that's going to be happening throughout the world. But everyone's tower moment is not going to be the same. Even right here with the Five of Pentacles. So this is what I'm saying. Like, you are going ahead. There are people that are still struggling. People that are shut in, still going through it. But you are moving ahead, because you're going to, like I said, you're going to have to come back and help them out of in their storm. Because it's taking you someplace. I can't even, as the reader, I can't tell you your destination, because it's going to be unique to everyone that's watching. Like, what's for me and my destination may not be the same for you and your destination. Let's see what else Spirit wants to say. What else for this viewer around this message? I saw a relationship, and that came up in the previous reading. We just didn't delve into it. But let's see what else. See, the Hangman. That's a whole new way of thinking. And what's interesting is that even in this deck, the Hangman, I saw this. I'm going to read it, because even it's coming out again. And look at the light. You have to see things from a different angle. See, the Hangman in life, we don't look at things in this position. We look at things upright. And that's what I'm saying. You have to now reverse the things that you thought in the past, the way that you thought in the past. It has to shift and change. We are even in a culture where people are now doing what they call it, going no contact with their parents. Like, there's just been this shift in the atmosphere. You know, where, like I said, you know, we got people going no contact with their parents, like some sort of new, I don't want to call it a new phenomenon, but people are starting to look differently. It's like they're starting to see differently how, you know, I don't know, like how toxic their upbringings could have been. You know, what's interesting too, because I saw someone talking about how, like, their parent made them feel like they owed them something because they put clothes on their back and they put food on the table. Well, now, and before, we would have felt guilty. Like, if your mom is like, oh, you should do this for me. I fed you and I clothed you. And it's like, well, isn't that what being a parent is? Shouldn't you clothe me? Shouldn't you put clothes on me? I'm a child. You should put clothes on me. Shouldn't you feed me? So it's like now people are starting to see that they've been emotionally manipulated and tricked. And it's like, and guilted into believing a certain way. But they're starting to now look at it differently. And that's what this Hangman is for you. You're going to have to start looking at things in life differently. And it says the Hangman, it says it's the card of contradictions. Confusing time ahead. Do the opposite. See? Look, oh my gosh, that is so true. That is so true. It says do the opposite of what your instincts tell you. Because your instincts could be, I don't want to quit the job, right? Instinctively, I don't want to quit the job. But Spirit is saying, quit the job. And you're like, no, I don't want to. Your instincts is to stay in your comfort zone and not quit. But Spirit is saying, quit the job. And I'm using that as an example only. But it says, do the opposites of what your instincts tell you to do. Peace of mind comes from making the decision. And then I say, once you make the decision to do it, you're going to get anxious and think that something is coming in to, you know, make it seem like it was the wrong decision. But then here comes something to give you that peace of mind, to calm you down and say, no, you made the right decision. You're still on the right path. It says, put aside any selfish interest. It may be necessary to sacrifice in order to achieve success. So I'm not going to hurry up and give you the job of your dreams. There's a process to it. So you may have to sacrifice in the process. It says, instead of trying to control situations and people, leave them alone. And that is I feel like that's exactly summing up what I was telling you guys at the beginning of this reading. See, here comes something. See, now after you got anxious and worried, thinking that something was going wrong, here comes a piece of information. Here comes some sort of blessing. Here comes some sort of assistance with this Six of Pentacles. But we got here the Hangman showing up, and then we got here the Two of Wands, the crossroads. I made the decision. Now I'm a little bit nervous with this Two of Wands sitting here. And moving on. But see, here comes the piece of information. You get some sort of download. You get some sort of assistance that brings about peace with this Six of Swords. Okay, now I can move on in peace. Now I know I made the right decision. But you only still get a piece of information. You're not going to get the full blueprint. That's what I want to tell you guys. You're not going to get the full blueprint. I want to move into a different direction in your reading, but before I move into that, because I feel like we kind of got the gist of what I was trying to tell you guys, I'm going to get one final message, and then we're going to see what's coming your way after this, right? What's the final message to wrap up this first part of the reading? Two. I knew it. I should have known. Because I was feeling like shifting energies. I should have known. Look, the path to love. Your divine soul partner. Remember we saw the Two of Cups. It says your divine soul partner is searching for you. And soon you both will find each other. Stay the course and have faith. You're being led to someone. This is taking you, because I feel like with this rebuilding, you're not going to be rebuilding on your own. See, you have to go through an ego death. It says ego can never really die. It can only be made conscious so that it no longer runs your life. Be mindful of it and don't allow it to limit you. That's what I said. It can never really die. You're still like in that past mindset, because you've been programmed and you've been under that mindset for as long as you could live. Now it's transitioning, and you still have your old thoughts, but then now you're having to reverse those thoughts. You're having to do it differently than what you're used to doing. That's why it says be mindful of it. Be mindful of that old way of thinking, but don't allow it to limit you. So the old way, I'm going to stay in my comfort zone. The new way is saying, nope, you got to get out of that comfort zone. Because outside of that comfort zone, we're trying to take you somewhere to the path of love. And I feel like not just in soul partner, but to a life that you're going to love. All right, so let's go ahead and switch gears and see where you're headed to next. What's next for you? So we got here waiting with the Seven of Pentacles. There's going to be some waiting in the process. And the Ace of Pentacles is in reverse. So I feel like something is blocked here. There's some sort of delay with the Ace of Pentacles. And that is because of this waiting. There's something to be gained in the waiting. Let's see what that is. What's this waiting about? Because you're moving forward, right? You're going to be moving forward. Now that, especially now that you have an understanding of what's happening in your life. You can have some sort of peace, some sort of guidance too. So you're waiting because there's a block or delay. It's not a denial. It's a delay. It's like hold, pause. That's what they're saying. They're saying we're pressing pause. Wait. Well, why are you waiting? Because of you. The Queen of Cups. You're waiting because of you. So what is it about you? What's going on with you? What is it that you need to get here? Spirit, why is the viewer having to wait? What are we, we know it's because of you, but what is it because of you that's bringing about this wait? All right, so the energy that I'm picking up here with the Queen of Cups is, it goes back to what I was saying about, maybe feeling frustrated and feeling uneasy because you're now having to do things that go against your logical mind, that go against your old way of understanding. So it's like, let's wait. We got to get you, we got to allow you to catch up. So that's what I'm saying. It's like step by step. It's like first you took the step. Now we got to wait. And then you're going to get more information and take another step. And then you're going to have to wait. Spirit is trying to give you, the viewer, a chance to adapt to this new path, to adapt to this new way of living. They're not going to just throw it all at you because they understand it's hard and it's tough to do things in the complete opposite of what you're used to doing. So they're waiting for you. Because even right here, there's 2 dogs right there. See, that's why it says the ego never really dies. Because you still have your old way of thinking. But now you're conscious that, okay, there's going to be a new way of thinking now. So don't, because you may be thinking you're on the wrong path. But really, you are on the right path. You're actually on the right path. And we got, see, that's what I'm saying, going back and forth. That's why I noted the 2 dogs. 1 dog here and another dog right there. And look, 2 pentacles. See, you're going back and forth. And look at the storm. That goes back to what I was saying. But once you finally accept the way, the water is calm. See, you're going back and forth like, man, did I make the right decision? Because here comes the storm. You know, you told me to quit my job. I quit my job. And then here comes this big bill. But then here comes something to bring about peace, to calm you down. No, here comes some additional information that's going to make all sense for you. So that's probably why they gave me this message, so you can understand when that storm comes, it's meant to come. Everything is not going to be coming to hurt you. It's part of the path. It's part of the course. So I feel like this is why we're waiting. We're waiting for you to get calm down right here with that 2 of Pentacles, for you not to see this as a storm. Well, you can see it as a storm, but to not see it as if you're on the wrong path. And this is not a, beat you up. Spirit is actually being patient, because I'm picking up the Temperance energy. Spirit knows. God knows it all. That's why I said we're waiting for you. It's okay, because it feels like a tempering type energy. It feels like a beloved. Like God is saying, I love you. I got you. We got this. So I really feel like you're going to be really seeing or having to connect a lot with God, with whatever that higher power that you believe in, your ancestors, source. You're going to see a lot of that energy around you, because they know that this new way of thinking, this new way of this rebirth, because you're like a baby. That's why I felt like beloved. It feels like a nurturing type of energy. You're like source's God's baby. And it's like, we know that you're now being reborn. The old you is dying, and that could be scary and confusing all at the same time. So it's like we're being patient. See, look, the 5 of Cups, ready to give up. So Spirit's saying, we're just going to wait. We're going to give you some time to adjust and catch up. The water's going to calm down. See, you see how the water is like all around him? And then look, it's calming down. It's calming down. Now we're going to move forward, because making the decision can be like, when you hit a rock, it's just a bump. You're going to get over that bump. It's just a bump. All right, we got here the 9 of Wands. Yeah, because see, you've been through a lot with this 9 of Wands. It seems like you've been through a lot, because that's like the wounded warrior. Typically, he's standing up. There's something interesting about this energy, because typically he's standing up. But okay, now I see what Spirit is saying. Typically, the wounded warrior stands up, right? Because I've been through a lot and I'm so tired. This is why it's important too. Like I said, you're going to be guided, but the next steps is about you surrendering, because that is what the Hangman is about. Because it even said here, it says, instead of trying to control situations and people, leave them alone. See, leave it alone. Surrender. I'm driving. God is saying, I'm driving. You just need to be a passenger. I'm going to guide and direct your steps. So surrender. You've been through a lot. I'm going to take the wheel now. You just sit back. See, even right here, you just be a passenger. I'm driving this boat. I am driving this boat. God is saying, just give up, let go of control. I'm going to guide and direct you. I am writing your love story. I am writing your life story, your journey. You need to let go of control. So we got here waiting. So let's see what's going to be next after this then, because this is just furthermore confirming what I got done telling you. Let's get another message, because I feel like the way I'm doing this reading, it's like, okay, the first step, right? We saw the Hangman. The second step, we saw the Queen of Cups. So I want to see what's the third step, because let me first close it out, because we got the Path of Love to finish up the first step. Let's close out the second step, because that's what it feels like. Step by step by step is what's going to be happening. What's the message behind this? What you allow will continue. It says here, your boundaries are actually being challenged. So you may learn the art of saying no and remember your power. I don't know what that's about. That's interesting. It says you see that? Oh my gosh, you guys see how that works? Even in this reading, even myself, just when I'm like, I don't understand that, here comes the answer. That's what I'm saying. Remember, like I said with you guys, you told to do something and then something happens and then you're ready to react, but then here comes the answer. That's how it's happening here. I feel like in the midst of what you're going to be experiencing, it feels like confrontation in a way. So here's an example. Well, I don't really want to say like an example with this, because I'm not really good at giving examples. At least I don't think so. You guys may think I'm all right, or maybe you don't. I don't know. But it says here, what you allow will continue. In the middle of this particular step, you may be tasked with stopping allowing certain things that you used to allow let slide to not let slide. I'm picking up an energy of where someone may be used to being passive, needing to be aggressive now. So for example, let's say, remember how we started talking about for the parents, how I said things are shifting and people are going no contact with parents because they're seeing them differently now, and seeing how, emotionally abusive or emotionally manipulative or narcissistic parents are. There's a generation that's looking at that stuff now. I feel like, let's piggyback off of that example. What have you been allowing? Because I don't feel like that particular example came out of nowhere, because some of you may have some issues with your parents. Okay, so it's like, we're going to stop right here, and you are going to be challenged with stopping certain things to continue. Rather it's standing up to your parents and speaking your truth, or a situation where you're normally, now keep in mind, it's normally what you are. If you're normally passive when it comes to a conflict, or if you're normally passive when it comes to doing something, it's like, no, you're going to be challenged with coming out of that. You're going to be challenged with addressing conflict. You're going to be challenged with speaking up for yourself. And it's a process. It is a process. But remember, you're a new baby, so you're having to learn. It's like you're going to school having to learn all over, because everything that you were taught, toss it out the window. It can't create this new tower that you're building. It has to go out the window. You're going to need to have strong boundaries and stand up for yourself, because the tower that you're building has to last. So there's a new thing being born in you. All right, so let's see what else is after this. So we got one step right here with the Hangman. The Queen of Cups is the second step. Let's get a third step. What's going to happen next? So just a brief recap. The first one is trying to control things and doing the opposite of what you're used to doing, right? The second one, you're going to be tasked with surrendering control as well, but also not allowing certain things that you used to allow to continue. You're going to have to confront them in this second step. So the third step. Ooh, I like this third step, y'all. I like this third step. It ain't even that many more steps to get to the Path of Love for you. You got the Nine of Pentacles, and you got here the King of Pentacles. The third step is you being this Nine of Pentacles. Someone, and this doesn't even feel like I said, this is happening Now, no, even though I said school, someone could have felt uncomfortable when I said, okay, you're back in school. I feel like someone like, oh, not this again, right? I get it, not this again. It's like, no, that's why I feel like they showed this next step, because it's a step that's saying it won't even be that long. You're about to enter into this Nine of Pentacles where you're someone that's stable, financially stable, self-sufficient, independent. You are okay with actually being by yourself. And the thing about it too is that I said you're okay with being by yourself. So I wonder, because we got the Queen of Cups, I feel like something shifts where you used to be someone. Let me see, what was it in the past? I want to see, because I feel like something shifts when it comes to love, when it comes to romance for you. Tell me about this shift that I'm picking up on. Yeah, see the Eight of Wands. There has definitely been some sort of shift in your actions, in your movement. Because, and the reason why I'm saying love, because like, look, here goes that tower. Here comes the tower. I told you. But I'm going to get to that. I know what that's about. But the reason why I'm saying love is because the Queen of Cups is here. And we got here the Path of Love. Because you go from the Queen of Cups, especially after creating these boundaries. And that's, now I know even more. Because you have to be in this Nine of Pentacles. You can't go into this this connection with this King of Pentacles. You can't go into that connection with the Queen of Cups energy. Because the Queen of Cups, she's so loving. She's so nurturing. She's so sweet and kind. She's going in wearing her heart on her sleeve. And it's like, no, you can't go into this type of relationship, this connection, and in this new season that way. You have to go in creating something from the bottom up, something solid. You have to go in being solid, and being solid on your own, being okay with being on your own. So with that Eight of Wands, that's making me feel like something you're going to be doing that's going to be bringing about that Nine of Pentacles energy, where you're going to be successful. You're going to be good by yourself, able to take care of yourself, and you're not out here desperate for love or searching for love or connecting with people immediately and saying, oh, that's my soulmate. Oh, that's my twin flame. Nope, that old way is gone. That's why the Queen of Cups is morphing, especially now that you've built solid boundaries and you're knowing your worth. So, because you have here the King of Pentacles, you have to be ready for this. So I feel like you're being prepared for this type, for a particular type of person. This person that's the King of Pentacles. And we got here the Tower card showing up. And typically, this person is going through their own tower, just like you. And here's the Sun card. This does not give me the Sun energy, though. This is giving me something in the atmosphere, shifting energy. There's some sort of shift. Remember I said this is happening worldwide. This is all the zodiac signs are listed here. But everyone just plays a different part in this shift. This is a good thing. That's why it's the Sun card. This is actually a good thing. Because look what's behind this. The devil in the world. Yep, the devil has been running this world. The devil has been running this world for far too long. Toxic thinking has been running this world for far too long. Addictions. Things being hidden, demonic things being hidden in the world, being exposed with the sun. My time is winding down. I didn't want to make this too long. I'm going to do an extended because I want to spend the next part of the reading delving more into this particular energy. I'm going to look in the extended. I'm going to be, for everyone who can't join, I am going to get a final message around this. But for those that want more information on this, in the extended, I'm going to look at this energy about the devil in the world. I'm going to talk more about that, like what was going on with that and what you need to know about it. And I'm also going to talk about this person because there is something significant about, this could be an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, but there is something powerful about you and this person. Now, the thing about it is, as the Queen of Cups, it's love at first sight. In the Nine of Pentacles, it's not going to be love at first sight. It's going to be, can I build with you? Can I have a stable life with you? Are you someone of integrity? Are you capable of being in a relationship? It's going to be, I need to vet you. I need to see what type of person you are, what your character is. It's not going to be, let me rush into love with you. And I feel like when this person sees you too, I feel like they're going through a tower of their own, but I feel like there's something about when they see you that's going to really shock them. And I'm going to look at that in the extended. But let me, for those that can't join the extended, let me get a message around this particular part. Clarify this part right here. You building a solid foundation first on your own. You're going to build something solid on your own. And that's why the Eight of Wands was there. It's not going to take forever. Like, because you remember, we used to think, oh, everything just takes forever. No, remember, we have to go against it's the opposite now. It's going to happen fast. That Eight of Wands. You get into this Nine of Pentacles, it's going to happen fast. You're not going to have to wait long for this King of Pentacles. Accept your blessings. Yeah, see, this is going to be a blessing. The Tower, a divine intervention. It says, believe that the door of abundance is waiting for you. The clearer the goals, the quicker you'll get there. I told y'all, you see what I'm saying? It says here, the clearer. See, right now, you're in this energy of where you're getting clear now. And you're about to start asserting boundaries. Because you're going to have to be able to stand firm when you get into this Nine of Pentacles. The old you can't keep this Nine of Pentacles or attract in this King of Pentacles. But this new you that's being reshaped, oh, ain't gonna be no stopping you. Ain't gonna be no stopping you. Once you get past this and get here, full steam ahead for you. It says the clearer that you become in this new season, this new chapter, the quicker you'll get there. All right, so let's go ahead to the extended. We're going to look at the Devil in the World. We're going to also look at what's going on with this King of Pentacles, because like I said, I feel like there's something very surprising around this energy that I want to look more into. Yeah, see, there goes a beep. Yeah, we're going to definitely get into it. Let's head over to the extended. I'll catch you guys over there.